Hey, I'm Nate.
I'm Ted,
and we are Muffin Tops Games.
We're really excited that you took a little bit of time to check out this Patreon page. We're going to tell you about a project called ArkAngler.
The project called ArkAngler. If there's another one out there, I will eat my boot.
Maybe you're here because you clicked a link, or maybe you just stumbled on this on Patreon and you're wondering what the heck is going on. We're one of the only, as far as I've seen, I've done some research. We're one of the only game creators on Patreon. There are a lot of game
that
Kickstarters.
Can't be right.
I've been looking, man. There are a lot of video game video creators and a lot of video game reviewers and stuff, but there are not a lot of video game production studios.
Well,
that are on
hopefully
Patreon.
That makes us stand out a little bit. I mean, hey,
Yeah.
Patreon, we're making a game.
We've been dreaming about making a game for a really, really long time, and notes and pictures and music and stuff. Man, what's it been, 10 years since this idea first started creeping into our brains?
Right, since it was originally called Steve.
Yes.
Which had a cool acronym for it, but I don't actually
It was pretty
remember
contrived, but
it was not. It was brilliant.
We're taking the idea of a maker game like Mario Maker, but we're applying that to a Metroidvania. And that's tricky, right? Because you want to incorporate community level design, but the problem that I had with Mario Maker is that there wasn't a way to make it easily cohesive. So you just play a bunch of random levels. That's what it just feels like. You're just playing a bunch of random short Mario levels.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what that is. But that's not what ArkAngler is going to be at all. No, I think, have a pretty smart solution lined up for that. And it should make it feel like one big game. It just, everything even made by the players should be just seamlessly integrated into everything that would be there if you were completely offline. It's just more by you.
Patreon is neat because you get to be a part of the process from the very beginning all the way through.
It's going to be exciting to get your ideas too, because I mean, we can't think of everything. I mean, we've thought of a lot of things and we're going to show you those things, but I mean, it's going to take more than probably just I feel like it'll be richer if we take a lot of feedback from our patrons.
You're 100% right about that, because the other thing too about this game is it's a community game, with the level creator aspect in it.
Exactly.
Even the finished product of the game is still going to involve the community in making the game have lots to do in it. So we figured if it's going to be community driven at the end, why not make it community driven in the beginning?
The grappling hook.
Yes, the grappling hook.
What needs to be said about the venerated grappling hook? Why? It's been a part of our lives since birth. We're born with one coming right out of our stomachs. And while we can't use that one for any meaningful purpose, we can grow to enjoy synthetic grappling hooks, if you will.
Can you talk for a minute about just how grappling hooks are always fun in game? I think that's something that everybody can relate to. No one goes I hate the grappling hook.
Yeah, but they're always relegated to the background. And I mean, you don't get the hook shot until pretty late in every Zelda game. And remember how awesome it was when they gave you a second one in Twilight Princess? It was cool because it was grappling hooks, but what if you had two of them at a time? And then, bam! The hook shot is dumb compared to a real grappling hook, because a real grappling hook could do everything a hook shot does, and you can swing from it, right? I'm thinking Batman's grapple gun style grapple gun that can also retract and everything.
Yep, and you can swing from it.
So you will hold down a shoulder button and aim with whatever, and then you will let go of the shoulder button and it'll make a satisfying little sound effect, and you'll see the front, part of the forearm come launching off with some sort of gossamer, certainly a particle effect for what but then a string of some kind as your avatar's arm shoots off into grapple some sort of grapple point, say a ring or
mossy log. The reason why we're doing Patreon, obviously, is because we want to see this happen, and we want to see it happen fast. I believe that you and I could make this game, just the two of us, but it would probably take 20 years. And I'm prepared for how long it takes. But with Patreon, obviously we can speed that up. We can hire coders. We can bring on other people to help with art. We can bring on other people to help with, different aspects of the game that are like largely time consuming, especially because we want to have an online functionality with this. That's something that neither of us have any experience in, so we're going to have to figure out how to bring somebody on board who knows how to do that sort of stuff. And so Patreon obviously helps us to do that. This game is going to be just like another Metroidvania game or like some other kind of level creator, unless you guys are a part of it. So what you can expect as being a part of this community, as being a part of this Patreon campaign for ArkAngler, is that you're going to actually have involvement in how this game takes shape. So even at the very base level of becoming a patron around here, you're going to have access to our Discord channel that is just for patrons, where we're going to hold discussions about the game, where we're going to be showing you guys kind of some of the progress of how it's going and that kind of stuff. So that way you can be involved in it. You can say like, I don't really like that sprite art, or wow, that's really cool. What if we did this? And like, we actually are going to take note of the things that you say, because
and act on it, not just note.
Right. We have a lot of ideas about how this game is going to be made, but we also know that culture is an ever-changing thing, and unless you actually take time to do the research, you're not going to actually know what people want. And I think that that's honestly a big problem with the gaming industry today, is a lot of people have, like, these big companies have an idea of how the game is going to go, but they don't have a pulse on what the gamers actually want. And because this is such a grassroots thing, that's pretty much all we have going for us, is that we know what you want. So
as long as you tell us.
Right, as long as you become a part of the process. So we're just going to encourage you to jump on board, to be a part of what we're doing here with ArkAngler, with what we're doing here at Muffin Tops Games. Obviously, we're really excited about this project, and we hope that you are too. So go ahead and sign up for one of those levels. We're really pumped to see where this goes.